Okay, this up over to here, we need to change this up, and no, up to here. So this all needs to go up above. That's what I need to do. Okay, it'll go right here. We should do like about 15 minutes later. Sounds like a plan, I said. About 15, well, what about 30 minutes later. Why can't I? 30 minutes later, I found some interesting... Oh, maybe we should not do I said, and then we can do I spoke. Well, 30 minutes later, I found some interesting history about the forest. About 30 minutes later, I spoke. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, hold on. About 30 minutes later, found some information about the forest. And shared with that could work. Forest. About 30 minutes later, I found some information about the forest and shared with the group. I found some interesting history about the forest. What did you find out? Jasmine asked. The year was 1730, June 5th. A 50-year-old man named Sam Williamson was living out in a cabin out in the woods. He was minding his own business, checking his trap lines to see if he trapped any animals. When Sam caught an animal, he would pick up the carcass and set it in his horse wagon. When he finished checking the trap line, he went back to his cabin, skinned the carcass, keeping the meat, put the skin back in the wagon, and the next day he would go sell the skin. Sam did this anytime he caught an animal. As time went on, Sam started to feel like he was being watched in the distance, but he never would find anything out in the woods. Maybe it was just him feeling like this. He lived by himself. Sam still felt being watched throughout the forest. In 1731, February 10th, Sam came across, this is where I'll put the, so now, we are at the point where we need to put in a cult, and we need to, came across a pentagram. So now, okay, yes, a pentagram that is a ritual that is been, I don't know if I said this in a previous live stream. Sam will come across this pentagram that has been used, but it was hidden and covered. Yeah, hidden and covered so that it wouldn't dry off if it was weathery or anything. But now, okay, so this is where we're gonna add in a cult, and they are going to be the ones who are covering it and leaving it and putting leaves under it. So what we should do is we should say that there is like a tarp or something that has like been recently removed or whatever, and has been the pentagram has been recently used on, because the type of lore that I want to put in the history part is that the cult group, or I guess we can call them the cultists, decided to make a pentagram, summon up a skinwalker, and put a curse on the town. Now that actually came out way better than I was originally thinking a month ago, and I really actually kind of like this. Sam came across a pentagram that has been recently used. Would used be a good word? Recently used to do a ritual. Oh, and maybe because it is always being used, maybe that's how we can say that the curse is always on the town or on this forest. Is that people keep coming and keep doing this ritual to keep the curse going. so maybe that could be the curse. Yeah, let's go with that. That sounds a lot more better. Sam came across a pentagram that has been recently used to do a ritual on. As Sam looked around, we should probably, after this sentence, do a new... So as Sam looked around, he found that there was a tarp. Oh, we could do this. Oh, now I'm thinking of other things as well. Not only is it in the book, but it is in... Maybe he was writing... Maybe Sam was writing this down. And maybe he was telling the cops about it too. Well, hopefully that'll help me when I rewatch this as a YouTube video or whatever. Sam looked around. He found that there was a tarp. That they was... What? What? That... Who was a tarp? That there was a tarp. Just around there. That there was a tarp folded up and tied into a tree next to it. I think I'm gonna add some dialogue here. So what we'll do here is we'll do... What? No, wait, hold on. Sam came across a pentagram that was recently used to do a ritual on. Wait, so Sam just lived in the forest? What, so Sam just lived in the forest during... What, so Sam just lived in the forest? Dang, I had a good idea in my brain and now I'm not reading this down. Maybe I'll do more dialogue. Or not more dialogue, maybe I'll get more of this done. Tap here to see other videos. There are no other videos on this Microsoft browser. I think this is bot. I don't know what that is. As time went on, Sam started to feel like he was being watched in the distance. Oh, right, we can do the ritual, saying what the ritual is about. So, the ritual is a drawing, or is a star inside of a circle. Circle. It's C-R-R. The ritual is a star inside of a circle. It seems to be made of blood. Well, I could do red paint. No, maybe blood is better. We'll do blood. The ritual is inside of a star, or the ritual is a star inside of a circle. It seems to be made of blood, or is a dried. It's made of dried. Blood is good. Old classic. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because technically cultists will probably use blood instead of just paint. And plus it makes it more like it's a cult feeling. Or you know that there's gonna be some sort of devil worshipping going on there. Dried blood. I don't need to spell that. Of dried blood. The ritual is a star inside of a circle. It seems to be made of dried blood. We could have... The ritual is inside of a circle that seems to be made of dried blood. Maybe next? No. Well, yeah, if it is recently used, we gotta have an animal near. Maybe a dead animal nearby. Yeah, so we can do... And there seems to be a dead goat. I feel like goats would be the way to go. Dead goat in the middle of the pentagram. There we go. The ritual is a star inside of a circle. It seems to be made of dried blood, and there is... I forgot the is. And there... Oh no, there seems to be a dead goat. I think is better. There is a dead goat in the middle of the pentagram. Candles. Black candles would indicate black magic. At each point of the star, there is a black candle that was used. So, the cultists are gonna come here, middle of the night, do their ritual, do the curse on the forest, summon up the Skinwalker. They're gonna use dead goats as their sacrifice. Maybe we can have a... They're also gonna use black candles as black magic. They're gonna use blood to strengthen the curse, and maybe come around each year to make sure that the curse stays on the forest. We also probably could have a ritual on paper at that location as well. I don't know if I really want to word out the ritual or just have it as like there is a ritual at this certain location, like maybe on the tree. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. So there will be a ritual, a paper with a ritual reading that is going to be stapled to a tree, or I guess hanged up on a tree. Either way. So yeah, at each point that there's a star, at each point of the star there is a black candle that is, no, maybe on a tree is a ritual. On a tree is a ritual with, now, on a tree is a paper that has a... So now the ritual is a star inside of a circle. It seems to be made of dried blood, and there is a dead goat in the middle of the pentagram. At each point of the star, there is a black candle. On a tree is a paper that has a ritual written on it. Maybe the... Okay, yeah, then if we're gonna do that, and if we're gonna say that we're not gonna read it, then we'll say that it's some sort of out of Sam's read-in level. Or not read-in level, his language. So maybe it'll be like some other random language. Cultist language. Ooh. Cultists having their own language. Interesting. Could work in our own language here. Sam was unable to read the paper as the words were in a different language. Okay, let's think here. Well, of course we need to show... Or should I... Okay, hold on. I could get the Skinwalker to show up. Wait. Oh. Hold on. I just had a thought. What if the Skinwalker doesn't attack? Because it's still weak. Or it's weak. Because the cultists won't... Skinwalker, or cult equals ritual equals Skinwalker. The more the cult does the ritual, the more stronger the Skinwalker is. Maybe over the years of doing the ritual, the Skinwalker became much more powerful and much more needy of killing. That's actually a perfect idea. Okay. Cult plus ritual equals Skinwalker. The more rituals done, the more powerful the Skinwalker becomes. We'll also do... And goats... So, yeah. Goats are gonna be probably most likely done with rituals, pentagrams, because a goat is most known, and I think most horror movies when there's a cult in it, and I think goats have to symbolize something with that as well, I think. Okay, I think next thing is... Went on, Sam started to feel like he was being watched in the distance, but he would never see anything out in the woods, because he would assume that no one else is living out in the woods. What we could say is that the cultists forgot to clean up after themselves after they did their ritual.